you gorgeous donuts. Today we're taking a look at this woman who has recently went viral on the internet for harassing, in people's words, the Peter Pan characters at Disneyland. So we're going to have a look at some of the videos that have surfaced that people are calling harassment. We're going to look at the insane reaction from the internet to this saga, because genuinely I've never seen a situation that has so emotional fuel behind it. And then we're also going to have a look at the girl in question's response to everything and how she's decided to kind of go about rectifying this. We're also going to see how one of the people that play the Peter Pan characters at Disneyland has came forward with his version of events. And overall, we're going to try and get to the bottom of what is actually going on here. This is a mad saga, donut, so make sure you're sitting comfortably because we're doing a deep dive. So the girl in question is 27-year-old Tony. Now, I believe she labels herself as a Disneyland content creator, but the main focus of her and her content is her obsession with the character Peter Pan. For the people who don't know who Peter Pan is quickly, he's basically a fictional character who refuses to grow up. He's basically a young boy that can fly as well, and he lives on this magical island called Neverland. Anyway, now Tony has regularly visited Disneyland for the past decade, I believe, and has posted lots of interactions with different cast members playing Peter, as there's not just one person that plays Peter Pan, there's a cast, obviously. Now, a lot of these videos kind of involve her talking to him, sometimes she's handing him gifts, walking alongside him, etc., but it does get a lot more intense than just that. There's a recent compilation of all of her clips meeting Peter has recently been kind of going viral on the internet, and people are saying that she's basically harassing Peter Pan or the different people that play Peter Pan, and that she should be banned from Disneyland. That's basically what people are saying, and that it's making the people that play Peter Pan very uncomfortable because she's too intense, and some people have even went as far to say that she's stalking them. But the overall opinion from the internet is that she's making these people uncomfortable when they're trying to just do their job. Now, we are going to have a look at a few clips to kind of decide for ourselves to see what we think, but straight away when you go on her Instagram, you can clearly see that this entire page is basically like, it's almost like a fan page for Peter Pan or the people that play Peter Pan at Disneyland. As you can see here, she's got her little like book bag, I think, which is obviously the Peter Pan book. She's got a couple of Peter Pans hanging off it as well. I wonder who her favourite Disney character is. Has anybody asked her lately? She's also wearing a similar hat as well. She's got the green kind of eyeshadow. And as you can see here, she's uploaded photos of her talking to someone playing Peter Pan, her reading the book, her walking with Peter, her walking again with Peter. Bloody hell, she's going to get invited to the Disneyland cast Christmas party at this rate. Going to get in the castle with everybody. Now, we are going to hear from this guy who knows Tony very well later in this video. But again, here, a different person playing Peter Pan. I don't think it is necessarily the people playing Peter Pan that she's obsessed with. It's just the character Peter Pan in general. But here, there's just different photos of different people playing them. And this in itself has had a lot of criticism because people are basically telling her to like grow up and stop being obsessed with like a fictional character. A lot of people have also brought up concerns that, this woman is 27 and Peter Pan is, a child. Like, obviously it's a fictional character, but it's a fictional child character, and a lot of people have brought up their concerns about that also. A lot of people have also said it's a bit weird that she has this obsession with Peter Pan and the people that play Peter Pan, because she also has a husband, which I was shocked to find out. But again, it seems like people are really trying to figure out absolutely everything about this woman, which I do find interesting, from some people calling her a stalker, yet some people have decided to kind of look really deep into her kind of personal life to find out everything about her, which is borderline also, stalking. Now, along with these photos, there's also a whole host of videos on her page too.
What? Whoa! Where did you get this?
I made it!
No, you didn't.
I made it.
This is really nice.
Thanks.
What am I supposed to do with it?
I wanted to take a picture of you with it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Now, initially, that what from, the guy playing Peter Pan was very, a lot of people have said that it's him kind of being sick of her, but also you could say that's just part of Peter Pan's personality, because he is a little bit, he's kind of like that in the movies and the books. But I can understand why people are looking at this and going, oh, this guy looks a little bit uncomfortable, but also he could just be playing the part at this point.
You guys look just like each other. If you were a duck.
Hey! Perfection. Oh, if I was a duck?
Yeah.
I guess you're right. Amazing.
So would your duck quack or would it crow?
Oh, it would definitely crow. It's not as good as me, though.
No.
What?
So
Why are you
that
looking at me like that?
Alright, I'll take the
No, it's
treasure.
for me though. Didn't you give it to me?
I'll take a picture of you with it.
Oh, but it's not me. It's not for me though.
Do you want one?
If you wanted back, you could have just said so.
It is awkward, okay? Like, it's an awkward interaction. But I guess, like, speaking to a character from Disneyland is awkward anyway, isn't it? Or should it be awkward? I don't know. I don't think I would go up to and speak to one. Because I'd be like, yeah, I know you're kind of, like, playing a character now, so am I talking to you? Or, like, do I ask what time you're on till? Or do I ask when you're flying children to Neverland? I don't know what to ask here. Who am I speaking to? But you can see, at times, he kind of looks like he wants to pull away. Like, he does that thing that everybody does when they're trying to get away from a conversation, where you continue the conversation, but you just back up until there's a moment of no speaking that you can go and just get away. But the first thing I realized when I seen this video, which went so viral, is you can tell that Tony has this parasocial relationship with these people. Like, she genuinely believes that this is Peter Pan, you know? She's not treating this like this is a guy who's getting paid to play Peter. Like, in her own mind, I guess she's just completely immersed in the idea that this is, you know, her fictional character come to life, the one that she's obsessed with.
You can have it. I can make another
Are
one.
you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure with your
Can I get it on video that I gave it to you? Oh boy.
Whoa, it's just like you.
It looks like you.
Oh yeah. This is great.
It's so awkward. Like, why did she include the before bit on video as well? Like, you went, oh, can I just give you it on camera? So, like, I've got it on camera. Even though you already had it on camera. And now we know that this is a fake interaction. It makes it so much more awkward. Sorry, just speaking from a production standpoint here, Tony, this could be vastly improved. I definitely can see from this video alone why some people are saying, you know, she's kind of like being very, I don't say intimate, but she's, you know, she's basically on these people. And she's treating them as if they're her friends. Which, in a way, you can criticize her for, because you shouldn't develop this parasocial relationship with, you know, these people, because these are real people. Like, after they work, they go home and they take the Peter Pan costume off. They're not actually going to Neverland.
Okay. Is that what you wanted? Great.
Such a brat, Peter.
Hey. I'm not a pirate. Now what?
Now you're gonna take a picture with her.
Okay. Here.
You have to take care of it.
You can see he's getting sick. You know, he's like, now what? Like, I think these are little breaks in character, but you could just say that it's part of the Peter Pan thing. But I feel like I can just see that that's him getting a bit like, all right, okay, right, cool. You know, he's trying to stay in character, but maybe he's picking him off a little bit.
Take care of it.
You have to feed it twice a day. You have to
Have
keep
an idea.
it.
Have an idea.
Oh, Peter. It's perfection. Did you just invent something, Tony? I think I kind of need one for myself now.
Take that, Tink. I can make stuff too. It's really nice. Thanks for making this for me.
I also don't know where I sit on the whole, like, filming all of this as well and getting him to do things, because it's almost like he's a performing monk, you know? It's like, oh, we can do whatever we want because it's on camera, and, you know, he can't appear to be out of character because obviously he has the chance of losing his job if that's the case. I know that's not the intention of this, I don't think, but it doesn't take away the fact that that could be an outcome if he does break character here.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I have a lot of things. If it's for you.
Oh no. I can make them.
That's you make a lot.
No, I got food now.
Oh.
What
did
did I get?
Oh, you want another prize? Do you still have the leaf?
I do. I really do, actually.
Does she have the leaf?
No, she really does.
You weren't even there.
I saw the video. I'm her number one fan.
crashed.
I told her the day it happened.
Huh?
I literally told her like the same day it happened.
Oh, okay.
I feel like he's not even Peter Pan right now. I feel like he's just, you know, just short talking. He's just like, oh, right, yeah. Because obviously Tony comes so much, he's probably just like, oh yeah, I'm just having a chat right now. Like, there's nothing Peter Pan about him apart from the outfit.
I need something different then. I just want to give you the same gift to me at once. What else do you like besides leaves? Ducks.
Want some tea? That's a duck? That's not a duck.
What is it? What do you think it is? It's a chick. So you lied to me.
It's a duck. I made you a duck. I'm sorry.
It's too small. Ducks have necks. This is a chick. Yeah, they're little tiny.
It quacks. Look. Quack, 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 quack.
Why did he give like a Jim in the Office look to the camera there? Why is Peter Pan kind of funny? Look, I don't think she's being malicious with this, but there is a point as an adult where you have to recognise that, you know, maybe you've had your chat with the Peter Pan, and maybe it's time to let other people have their turn now, or maybe just give this person a break because, you know, they're not your friend at the end of the day, as sad as that is. They wouldn't be here if they weren't getting paid.
I think you made him jealous. I've never seen him jealous before. Oh, what's it? I'm still with him.
I love it. I've always...
Bless this guy. He's really good at his job, though. You know, he's very patient, and he really is trying to put on a really good time to make sure that she does enjoy her experience.
Okay. Do I still keep this?
Yeah, you can.
God, we're still following? Love. Sorry, has she paid for like a one-on-one Peter Pan tour? What is going on here, man?
No. You can have a bigger wood chip.
Yay.
Where'd the other one go?
It's in my pocket.
Okay. Hold on, see the bigger one? And then... a lizard, but I'll give you this.
On this.
Yeah.
I don't think I could become one of them, but
Yeah, you can.
this is my favorite.
You like this one?
Yeah.
Well, now what? You have your prizes. I have my prize.
Now we'll see you next week, right?
This crossed my heart as a Lost Boy honor.
Did she just say we'll see you next week? He went, yeah. I think I'm off that week, actually. I think I'm off for the rest of the weeks of this year. No, look, he does seem like he is putting in the effort here. But I don't know how long they've spent with each other, but I'm guessing like this is an hour or so, right? Or even more. They've been to multiple venues within Disneyland at this point, and he even said there, like, what now? You know, almost like saying, look, we've done quite a bit. It's time to maybe move on now.
I will take care of my duck/chick.
Sounds great. Thank you, Peter.
You're welcome.
We love you.
I know.
Oh!
See you later.
Okay, sounds great.
She's not
Thanks for the
going.
prize.
Bye, Peter.
See you later.
See ya.
He's like, see you later. That means you, love. Howe, up your pop. Now, that's the one that got the most views and really kind of started the avalanche of all of the other clips reaching the surface too. There was one where Tony was proposing to Peter Pan.
No. You can have Aaron.
I don't want Eric.
I don't want you either. No.
Oh.
Like, even that is too much, you know? Like, putting your hands around them, chasing them like that, even proposing in general. Like, he kind of, you know, just brush that off a little bit, but it's a bit too intense, you know, and you're really going over the boundaries there. Like, you shouldn't really be putting your hands on people that you don't know. Like, I know you think you know these people, but again, you shouldn't really be doing that. Do I think that she's doing this maliciously, and I think that she's trying to take advantage of these people? I don't, but that doesn't really change that you shouldn't be doing it. It doesn't matter about your intent. The action itself is bad enough. Now, throughout this donut, I do want to kind of make it clear that I'm not going to hate on this girl. Like, I'm not going to be one of these people that are calling her names and doing all of that. Like, if you want that, go to somebody else. But I'm trying to look at this without any emotion and kind of look at this fairly and judge for what I'm seeing here without kind of piling on the hate that this girl is getting, because she is getting an absolute, like, enormous amount of hate. And I never want to jump on a bandwagon calling people names and stuff, because at the end of the day, like I'm saying, the Peter Pan is a real person. Tony is a real person too. And it's important to remember that when we are going through this video. Bro, like, her commitment to making sure she finds Peter Pan in this place is wild. It's almost like she's got like an air tag on him. You know, she's like, where is he? There he is. Oh, he's not going off in a hurry. Come back here, Peter. Where you flying off to? Now, Tony also posted this TikTok going through the years of her meeting Peters. The way she's like locking arms, man. Yeah, she's not looking obs now. But the more I see of this girl, the more it's just so clear to me that she has just an undeniable parasocial relationship with these people. It's almost like, you know, when you see people have it with a YouTuber where they get like so, you know, completely obsessed with them to the fact that they have to like figure out all of their personal information. And it gets to a point where it is just a bit too far. Like, it's completely fine to be a fan of someone and know a lot about someone. Like, that's completely fine. Like, I have that with loads of other people. That makes me seem like I'm a stalker. I have that with a few people. That's worse though, because it means I know I don't have that. I do though. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? It's fine to be a fan of someone, but there is a boundary that you should know that you shouldn't cross. Like, this entire topic has also opened up the discourse about, you know, Disney adults in general and about Disney adults being weird. And we've made a couple of videos on like Disney adult cringe, and some of it is cringe. Like, I think everybody can admit that. But do I have an issue with adults going to Disney? Honestly, no. But when they're being like this is where there is issues that arise, because I feel like you are kind of, you know, you're being a bit too obsessive with these people, and you need to recognize that this is too far. It's almost like with football fans, where you see some football fans will like abuse the players or like follow them to like their cars or their bus afterwards to hurdle abuse, or just to like stalk them and just find out where they are, find their houses. It's weird. But is being a football fan weird? No, it's not.
Make anything for me?
I didn't know you were going to feature.
I want, how about a dinosaur? Make
Next
it
Tuesday?
Yeah.
A green dinosaur? Like a dino chicken nugget?
Yeah!
I can do that.
You will do it?
Next Tuesday.
High five. Oh, yeah. Pinky promise.
Next Tuesday.
You promised.
Promise.
Even little things like that though, like, you know, he went to high five her and then he recognised that, oh yeah, she doesn't do high five, she does pinky promises. And I wonder if that's just because she comes so much that they even know that she doesn't like high fives.
Green chicken nugget dinosaur.
Yes!
I'll make it for you.
Bye.
So I've been carrying around this dinosaur.
Bro got out of there so quick. He was like, yeah.
Now week 9, and we're gonna see if we can finally find Peter Pan and give him his dinosaur today. I think today's the day. Today's the day.
Whoa! Look at this! Oh boy, what's his name? How about Peterosaurus Rex? Yeah!
Now, I don't know how I feel about this, because has she crocheted that? Which is obviously a nice thing to do, you know, and if you worked there and someone had crocheted you something because they love your character, that would probably feel quite nice, wouldn't it? But when it's paired with everything else that this, you know, woman kind of obsessifies about you, I don't know how you would feel as, you know, the Peter Pan. We are going to see later in this video how Peter Pan does feel about her, who has had multiple interactions with Tony. But it's hard for us to kind of say how they feel about it at this point, because I would never want to speak for them. You know, I would never want to say, oh God, look, he looks so weirded out by this, like he thinks she's a right creep, because we don't know. And a lot of this, you are kind of trying to guess how they feel, because obviously they're in character and they're not giving too much away, but there is clear signs that they maybe want to get away after speaking to her for like half an hour or an hour plus, which is totally understandable.
I still have it, but
I mean, it's in your hand, girl. I don't know how much you did it, but cool.
I'm gonna bring this to Neverland right now. Yeah, Peterosaurus Rex. He's gonna be a great flyer like me one day.
he's not a friendly.
I like it.
This donuts, like, I obviously have no experience being Peter Pan at Disneyland, shockingly. Sorry to burst anyone's bubble that did think I was in this video, but I have had interactions at, you know, meetups, or when I've been out in public where people kind of haven't left me alone after having like a bit of a conversation with them. And from my perspective, I know it does make you feel a bit uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to kind of put myself in this person's shoes here. But it's still not the same situation, because obviously they're being paid to play a character. So like, they're meant to be forward facing and they're meant to interact with everybody. But I still think the principles are there that it would make you feel uncomfortable if they're constantly there, because at the end of the day, you need to make sure everybody has a fair experience of meeting you. And if someone is always there, it's like you have to keep checking in with them to make sure they're okay. But realistically, that shouldn't be your responsibility after speaking to them for a good amount of time. Like, they should have enough respect for you to know that you need to get on with your job. But very clearly here, Tony just has such an intense parasocial relationship that she doesn't recognise that they're working. I just think that's so clear here. But again, she should take responsibility and accountability for this. Even though it's not malicious, she still has to take accountability that this is wrong.
Will you go to homecoming with me? To homecoming?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. What is homecoming? You're coming home to something, so I would be going home with you. Where's your home?
Right, am I still have a dance?
You have a dance?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't dance.
Wait, did she just ask Peter Pan to come to homecoming? I don't actually think she was joking there. Could you imagine, like, it's homecoming like prom for like us in the UK? Could you imagine going to prom and taking Peter Pan, man? To be fair, it's a talking point for everybody. Everybody's going to be talking about that in their own group chats. Speaking of group chats, I wonder if the Peter Pan cast at Disneyland, like, that group chat must be absolute fire right now. It must be mental. They must be like, oh my God, this is mental. Because you have to remember, this would have been so niche for them. This one person that, you know, is obviously very obsessive. So now they'll be like, oh my God, like, everybody knows about this person that only us knew about up until this point.
We're best friends, but we're not going to be anything more than that, so don't get any ideas.
Okay, that's interesting because that was a video that Tony uploaded to her Instagram where they were all like sending a message to her. I think that's a clear boundary put in place from that actor there. He's basically saying, look, we're friends, but we're not going to be anything more than that. Clearly in his head, he's got some sort of kind of indication that she does want something more than that. I don't think she does, personally. I just think she's obsessed with these people. But clearly she's made him feel like she does, which is wrong in itself, and again, overstepping boundaries. I keep repeating that, but I think that's what is the main issue here. Like, even this photo here, I don't know if she's trying to kiss him here. Obviously, this is a freeze frame, but he's pulling away. He's not comfortable with this. Even her putting her hands on him. We're going to see one character who isn't Peter Pan who really didn't like someone doing this. It's just another example of her really just overstepping the mark. Like, you shouldn't really be putting your hands on these people, you know, especially as an adult. You have to recognize that these are employees, they're not your friends, and they're not your boyfriend.
Ooh, darling, don't you ever
There, you know, her hugging him there, he just stayed still. Clearly, a lot of these cast members don't feel comfortable with people touching them, and rightly so. You know, they're well within their rights. Just because they're playing your favourite character doesn't mean that you can use them and do whatever you want to them. They have rights! Come on! They're a human as well. Yeah, you can see his face there. That's not even like a funny thing. You can see his reaction here. He's visibly just like freezing up. It's making them feel uncomfortable. I think everybody can see this, and, you know, it kind of makes me feel really bad for them because these people themselves might be obsessed with Disney. You know, I imagine a few people that play Peter Pan probably were obsessed with Peter Pan, and this might be a dream job for them. So they want to make other people who share the same passion as them have an amazing experience, and they're able to deliver that. And when you have people like this, it will just put a little bit of a dampener on it, even though you would want to give them a good time also. It must be very difficult for these people.
Can we go on a ride here? Sure, go ahead. I want to go on the ride with you. Here, what are you talking about? Go this.
Okay, here's the deal. You have to go find some treasure. And then when you find it, you have to bring it back to me, and then we're going to go bury it.
Okay.
Is it a deal?
Yes.
Pinky swear?
Pinky swear.
Good.
This is him clearly trying to get away. This is the most evident video I've seen of one of the actors being like, leave me alone. He handled that really well, to be fair. He was like, right, I want you to go and find some treasure and bring it back to me and we'll bury it. Look over there for a second. Poof.
It's always a good morning when you see the green things.
Oh my God, he's ignoring.
Cool outfit. And I have one of this.
I think the whole thing of filming everything as well is a little bit odd. Like, she films the interaction before she's actually gotten to, like, see them. And again, I don't know what Disney's policies are like. And it's hard because, like, if someone came up to me and they were already filming, I'm obviously going to be completely fine and, you know, just kind of act as if the camera's not even there. But also, I would have appreciated if you were like, oh, do you mind if I, like, film you? Because, like, I am a human being. And it's interesting, just because they're playing a character, they're not afforded the same kind of respect, you know? Like, it's pretty sad, but I guess, is that what you sign up for when you be one of these characters? I don't know. I imagine loads of people film them without their consent. But I think Tony is also in this toxic cycle of, if she does label herself as a Disneyland creator, her videos get the most views when she has Peter Pan in it. So it's almost this toxic cycle of, well, if she wants to, I don't know, make money or continue to do this or, you know, continue to get good numbers, she kind of relies on these Peter Pans. So she has to film these people. If she doesn't, then she doesn't really have any, like, content strands, really.
Look at that. You made it yourself, huh?
Yeah. I told you I would give you one last time, remember?
Yeah, you did. Give it.
That's why I brought it.
For me?
Yeah.
Really?
That's why I have two. Well, that's what I have the camera.
Thanks. I was waiting to see you again.
It's been a while.
Chance.
That's why I had two on my bag. Because I told you last time I didn't do another one.
But, like, you can see here, like, when she actually is talking to them, a lot of the time she is fairly pleasant. She's intense, but she's pleasant. Honestly, this is a lot more deeper rooted than she's bad or she's good. There's a lot more factors at play here, honestly, Donuts. Like, I feel like it's very layered, this one. Now, obviously, seeing all of these clips, like, overall, you kind of can make up your own opinion what you think about the situation. But I have never seen a girl kind of receive so much pure hatred directed towards her because of something like this. Obviously, criticism, which I have labelled towards Tony in this video, is completely fair in my opinion. Like, I've seen a lot of people criticising her, saying that you shouldn't be doing this, saying the three things that I've basically repeated: the overstepping of the boundaries, parasocial relationship being too deep, and also not treating these people like they're actual people, like they're your best friend when they're not. But when people start to send hate, that's when I don't really understand what you're trying to do here. Hate to break it to you, but Peter Pan isn't into you. You need a therapist. You should be banned. This is harassment, and you are literally worse than a pedophile following little kids around. Oh, okay. I mean, why are we comparing her to that? And why are we saying one thing is better than the other? Like, why are we using that horrific thing as a way to point score here? Bro, you need to go more in gym rather than in Disney, lol. Like, the amount of comments that have genuinely just been kind of ripping her to shreds like this, I really don't understand, because how can you think that you are a better person than this person when you're sending them comments like this? Especially on an account where, like, you can't see your name or your face. Like, if you actually wanted to say this, why don't you actually show your face, you know, if you really do mean this? But this would obviously never happen. Like, obviously, she's in the wrong. She's doing things that you shouldn't do. I've said this over and over. But why do you feel the need to go for her way? Like, why do you feel like you need to break her down and just kind of, like, comment on things that are completely irrelevant to what is going on? How does this add to the conversation whatsoever? And honestly, Donuts, I feel like situations like this really expose not only the people that are, you know, being bad, like Tony, but also a lot of other people, like, in comment sections as well, because I think a lot of these people that are calling, you know, her fat and saying all of these horrific things don't actually care about the situation. They don't care about Peter Pan. They don't care if Peter's okay or all of the Peters are okay. They only are using this as a vehicle to hate on somebody because it's fun, because they kind of smell blood. It's almost like it kind of gets them off the fact that they can hate on someone and they don't really get any repercussions for that. And I just think it's interesting that, you know, people are hating on Tony because she's not treating the Peter Pans like they're real people. Yet these people who are sending these type of messages, not valid criticism, these type of hate messages, aren't treating Tony like she's a real person. And it spoils it, because then the people that are actually giving constructive criticism are then grouped in the same category as these horrific people. Like, yes, Tony is in the wrong, but she doesn't deserve comments saying that, you know, she's fat and that she should, like, you know, off herself. I've seen some horrific comments about her. I do think a lot of these people probably don't think that Tony will read this, but she will, because she's a real person and she's not used to this sort of exposure on the internet. She doesn't know how to handle this, and although she has done wrong, I really don't want her to do with anything silly, you know, and I really don't want, I hope she has good people around her, you know, parent husband and friends who can be there for her, because it's not nice going through something like this with the reaction. Yes, her actions have caused something like this to happen, but the overreaction, that's what I don't agree with, honestly. Now, before we do see what one of the Peter Pans and other people that have worked as, you know, Disney actors have to say about the situation, I know you're probably wondering if Tony has responded, and she has. Firstly, she posted an Instagram story saying, "Thank you everyone for checking in and for all the love and support. I've seen the messages and I really appreciate everyone who's reached out. Green Bean and I are just taking a little break for now." Which, you know, she's posting like they're a couple. Like, this woman is just so deep into this parasocial connection. It's, I think she does need people around her to just kind of, I don't know. It's a hard one because she clearly finds a lot of comfort in this. But I don't know if it is healthy. Maybe it is. But if someone around me was kind of being like this, I would like to think that I would be there for them if they did want to talk about anything or if they did need someone to lean on, so that they don't need to lean on a fictional Peter Pan actor. Now, after this, Tony actually released another response today, like as I'm recording this a few hours ago. She did a piece with Wire, and I just want to read out a few quotes to see what you think. It's not like I'm going to the store or to my job and thinking about Peter Pan. It's just that when I'm inside Disney, I'm able to release my inner child and the kid who doesn't want to grow up, and that's what Peter Pan stands for. So she's saying basically that her whole life doesn't revolve around Peter Pan. Now, obviously, that's just from her perspective. That's what she's trying to like kind of let us know. She's trying to say that she's not like a stalker or obsessive. But also she is making things for these people that do take time. So clearly, you know, when she's outside of Disney, she is thinking about these people, you know, whether she likes it or not. I highly doubt that when she leaves Disneyland she doesn't think about Peter Pan anymore. But obviously the only clips we see of her is when she is obsessed with Peter Pan, so you're not used to seeing her do anything else. So obviously the internet's gonna think, well, that is all she does. 24 hours of the day she just stalks this Peter Pan guy. Now, shockingly, Tony also goes on to say that people have figured out where she works, and they've like doxed her, posted her address and posted the work address as well. And apparently her manager had to actually change her hours due to security reasons. And this is what I just hate about the internet. Like, why? Why do you need to dox this woman? Why do you need to leak her home address and her work address? Like, when does it end? When are you satisfied? Is it when she has nothing left? Is it when her life is completely ruined? Like, why do we have to go this far? Why is criticism not enough to make her stop doing this? Why do people need to be attacked? I don't understand. Tony said that it's definitely taken a toll on her mental health. Imagine waking up to thousands of comments saying you're a crazy stalker lady every single day. Again, that can't be nice, but you know, also she has posted multiple videos that are going to receive criticism, and she does have to accept that. But obviously hatred and doxing, she shouldn't accept that. She also goes on to say people really just took a 5-second video of me with Peter Pan out of context and ran with it, which I don't think that's strictly true either. Like, look, I'm trying to be fair in this, donut. There's more than a 5-second video. I think we can all agree here. You know, there's multiple videos where she is overstepping the boundaries here. But again, this is still very new for her. She's probably just trying to kind of defend herself as anybody would in this situation. I would never put him in a situation that would harm him or his role or his career or his character integrity. And honestly, in her mind, I actually do believe she believes this. Like, I think she is completely telling the truth in her own mind here. Because like I said, I don't think any of this is malicious. I don't think she is trying to make him feel uncomfortable. But despite her intention, the outcome could be argued is a lot different. Now, Tony has also admitted to doing some like internal reflection after seeing all of the criticism. I've been asking myself, why do I go meet him? Why do I go out of my way to try and find him? Why do I want to go and meet Disney characters and have these interactions with them? Seeing him makes me happy. Dressing up makes me happy. Going to Disneyland once a week makes me happy. If people are going to hate on me, I'm not going to let it stop me because I know I'm not doing anything wrong. Now, that's fascinating because clearly, you know, she's took it on the chin and went, look, like, why am I doing this? And trying to actually understand a little bit deeper why she enjoys doing this. And clearly she's came out with her own answers that it's because it just brings her a little bit of peace and she likes going once a week. I do find it interesting that she says she's not going to change anything. I would like to think that she's done a little bit of thinking about boundaries and, you know, about when's the right time to walk away. Like, you don't need to spend hours with these people. You can just, you know, just sit back a little bit. And maybe you don't need to say hello to Peter Pan every single time you go. You know, they're still going to be there the week after or the month after. It does make me think, like, what are the Peter Pans who are working, like, today, tomorrow, next week? Like, what are they thinking about all of this? Because obviously there's a lot of scrutiny on them now, and it can't be easy because they're not going to be used to this amount of eyeballs on them. They're going to be kind of getting judged a lot more. But I also think a lot of people hopefully will be even more careful around them and just make sure that they're being very polite. Tony then goes on to say that apparently she's been like afraid of going back to Disneyland. She said, I was afraid of making everything worse. But when she saw him on the carousel, he waved at her and asked her to ride on the horse next to him. He told me never stop visiting Neverland, which is honestly exactly what I needed to hear that day. Now, I find that fascinating that Peter Pan has said, look, don't stop coming. Like, never stop coming. If this is what you like to do, keep doing it. And at the end of the day, Donna, you can have an opinion, I can have an opinion on this, but if Tony and all of the actors that play Peter Pan are comfortable, does it really matter what anybody else thinks? As long as the people in this situation on both sides are comfortable. But then again, one Peter Pan actor isn't the spokesperson for them all. Everybody is their own person and is allowed to have their own feelings on this matter because they're completely valid. But I do appreciate that she has came out and said something rather than just kind of hiding away from it and just kind of, you know, disregarding this totally, because that wouldn't be the right way to go about this. You have to face these things head on. And I do actually believe her when she says she's not going to stop doing what she's doing, because if you go to her Instagram, which I don't want anybody to do, and send, I know that as donuts we are horrible people. Like, nobody in this community would send hate if you actually are a donut, because that's not what I promote and that's not what you gravitate towards. I know that. But to new people, please don't do anything like that, okay? We don't do that over here. But what I was going to say is, on her Instagram right now, like, all of the videos that have went viral are still there. She hasn't deleted anything, to my knowledge. I don't think she has. She's very clearly doesn't think that she's really done anything wrong in any of these videos. Now, obviously, we've heard from Tony, but we do need to hear from, you know, the people that have played characters at Disney, especially Peter Pan, who we are going to see. But I just want to kind of bring up a situation that did occur, which is completely different to this, regarding another character, an actor that played Gaston. And this woman came up to Gaston and, you know, she broke a boundary of his, and he actually broke character, and he was like, no, you need to go away.
Out! Leave! Leave!
Like, you can see here, he's angry. You know, she kind of like went up to him and did this. Like, this shows that people who go, not everybody, a minority of people that go to Disneyland don't treat these people like they're people. And it obviously kids aren't going to do this, because the whole thing is that kids believe that these are the actual characters. You can't really blame kids. Obviously the parents need to tell them off if they, you know, overstep boundaries. But as adults, you should know better. You should know better than to go up to a character and like feel his muscles. Like, at least ask for permission or like consent. Like, you need consent to put your hands on someone. Why are we completely disregarding that when it comes to a character or somebody playing a character? I'll never understand. And there's been various other situations, as we're going to see, where stuff like this is just very, you know, it's becoming more common, honestly. But relating back to Tony and her situation, throughout all of this, I've wanted to hear from Tony, but I've also wanted to hear from Peter Pan. And somebody that has had multiple interactions as Peter Pan with Tony actually decided to upload, you know, his version of events. And the reaction to it is fascinating, but let's watch the video first.
All right. Hi, everyone. It's me. From the many videos that have been going around on TikTok, I flew with Peter in Disneyland from 2014 to 2021. And yes, I had many interactions with Tony. So as you can see in the video, Tony's behavior did make me feel a little awkward and uncomfortable, but at no point did it cross any boundaries of what a character interaction should look like at Disneyland.
Okay, so that kind of settles it from his point of view, right? Like, yes, she was like, she made me feel a bit awkward and uncomfortable, but it wasn't anything that I'm not used to and nothing that kind of goes past my boundaries. Now, again, this guy doesn't speak for all Peter Pans, but from his perspective, all of his interactions with Tony haven't been past the boundaries of what he's tend to expect. And this is from one of the people that is in a lot of these videos. So from the videos that we've witnessed that he's been in, it doesn't really matter what anyone else thinks apart from him, and if he felt uncomfortable by it.
Maybe a little more so than most, but it never crossed the boundary of trying to get to know the performer. And so we need to end the discourse and the harassment and the online toxicity that is being aimed at her. She's doing nothing wrong. She's acting within all the guidelines of what a guest should do at Disneyland. It's a little extra and a little more than most, but she's within her right to do so.
I do appreciate this honesty though. Like, some people might look at this and go, oh, he's just trying to defend her, but he kind of, but not. He's also kind of throwing a little bit out there as well, being like, look, she is a bit more enthusiastic, you know, she could tone it down a little bit maybe, but she's not doing anything that is illegal here. And it could be very easy for this guy to come on here and kind of, you know, criticize her, get a few followers, launch his own thing, which a lot of people, you know, people that are fame hungry or whatever would do in this situation, because that's how the internet works. But no, he's being completely honest here. And I feel like regarding him and his interaction with Tony, this is kind of case closed up until this point.
The best thing that you can do with personalities that are a little extra is cut off their supply to attention. So stop the likes, stop the comments, and stop the sharing or the reposts. And so I know you're here looking for tea, and so I do have a story about another stalker that is not Tony that did cross the boundary. So one day while I was performing in Disneyland, I had a guest that had come up to me many times a day, came up to me and she described my dog to me in very specific detail. And I was completely private on all of my social media accounts, so I am quite unsure as to where she got these details. Very shortly after, I found her waiting at the cast member parking lot for me. For about a month, she was there every shift.
Okay, so a lot of people have labelled Tony a stalker, and I feel a bit hesitant to call her that because, stalker is like a very, that's where you actually believe. That's where you're figuring everything. That's like baby reindeer, You're like figuring everything out about someone's life without them knowing, and, you're following them and like talking about them and just, yeah. And clearly this guy's called Dylan. Clearly, he's admitted that, there is stalkers that come here. But Tony, to me, from my perspective, is not one of those people.
Waiting. And she never spoke to me. She kind of just watched and stared, which definitely did not make me feel safe. And then the straw that really broke the camel's back for me was my family came to visit me, which is always really endearing. And she somehow figured out who my family was and decided to follow them around in the park for a day. Now that is an example of harassment because that guest was trying to get to know the performer and not the character. And so as a result of all of these somewhat negative interactions, I started to play games with kids instead of doing the traditional meet and greet format. And so I got to make amazing memories playing hide and seek and duck duck goose with kids. And so again, what I say to you all, TikTok, is we need to end the negative discourse and cut off the supply to attention. This conversation of what is harassment between a character and a guest is not between any of us. It's between the performer, the company, and the guest. And to Tony, they're men in tights.
Now, I actually really rate this response from Dylan. He's kind of calling a lot of people out here, and honestly, he's kind of really just ate with that entire response. Listening to certain things he said in there, Donuts, is why I didn't want to make a video on this straight away. I know loads of videos have been uploaded on this, but whenever there's a situation that is very delicate like this, where it's not just kind of black and white, I do like to let it settle a little bit, just so stuff can come out. And you can get an overall picture rather than jumping on something and making your mind up too early without knowing everything, However, the internet really just kind of responds in the opposite way all of the time. Like, the comments on this post are horrific. Oh, this is not what I wanted. Bye. What, so you just wanted hate? You just wanted, tea? You wanted there to be more drama, and because he's diffused the situation, you're not happy? This is what I said earlier in the video. Most people who are sending hate to Tony and commenting on this situation do not care about the Peter Pan's well-being. They're using this as a vehicle to spread hatred because it makes them feel better about their own lives. Because if you did care about the Peter Pan, you would look at this response and be like, okay, that's cool. He's not affected by it. I can kind of, retract a little bit with my comments. But no, the Peter Pan's well-being is not the main focus for so many people here. This is so evident. How can you disagree with the person that was in the situation? You weren't there. Unfortunately, your opinion doesn't matter more than the person that has actually experienced this. How entitled are we? I'm guessing Disney contracts are binding even after they stop working for them. What are we doing? What do we get out of it? I will admit there is a lot of people that are kind of, being fair here. This is the second time a Disney worker is speaking out about Tony and saying she isn't harming anyone. I wish people would leave her alone. Now, that is regarding another person that came forward talking about Tony and their experience. However, the person that we've just reacted to there, Dylan, was Peter Pan and had a lot more interactions with her. That's why I've decided to include this one over the last. And when you do look at some clips as well that aren't obviously going viral because it doesn't really paint the picture that a lot of people are trying to paint. There is clips where Peter Pan, or the actor that plays Peter Pan, is actively seeking out Tony as well. You can see here He like goes up to her. If he was so uncomfortable, this specific actor, he would avoid her, especially in it's like the easiest point ever to avoid her. In the parade like this, you don't need to go up to anybody if you don't want to. But he actively did. And this was 4 days ago. Now, like I mentioned earlier in this video, there was a guy that was pictured with Tony and Peter Pan, I believe. He's actually made his own video on this, knowing Tony and knowing all of the Peters.
If this archway behind me looks familiar to you at all, then you've probably fallen down the Peter Pan girl side of the internet recently. Let's talk about it, because the story is actually much crazier than people realize. First of all, the number one question I keep seeing people asking is Tony banned from Disneyland? And the answer to that is no. And anybody that's saying she is, I've seen different versions of this. She's permanently banned, she's banned for 2 weeks. All of those videos are lying to you for clicks. None of them are true. She is not banned from Disneyland. And the reason why she is not banned from Disneyland is because Tony hasn't done anything wrong. Now you're probably saying, but she's been stalking and harassing this guy for 10 years. And while it's true that she has been visiting Peter Pan, the character, not one specific actor, over the course of 10 years, this girl has posted 978 videos across 2 social media accounts. And let's just assume that none of them are doubles, which most of them are. That's still less than 2 videos a week. And not all of them are even with Peter Pan.
I love that this dude has like brought out the analytics here. He's done like all the mathematics. Was I about to say the mathematics? He's done all the mathematics for this, hasn't he? No titty has not been crossed with this one. But yeah, very clearly he's trying to defend her, you know, against the internet. But yeah, Donuts, I would love to hear what you think about this, and hopefully you've appreciated my coverage on it. Like I said, I'm not going to hate anybody in this situation. That's not what we do on this channel. I try and look at it objectively, give you everything that I've discovered about the situation, and you can make your own opinion up about it without, you know, without me telling you what to think, basically. If you do want to see me break down a situation where somebody was really being more of a stalker towards somebody else, and we covered the situation in its entirety, click this video right here. It'll take you straight to it. And as always, Donuts, make sure that you join our Movie Club Patreon, as we've got some Disney movie reactions coming up. Link is in the description. I love yous.
Cam Kirkham, baby.